What's up, YouTube? It's me, SMDJ here. Oh, hold on. From the top. What's up, YouTube? It's me, SMDJ here, and welcome back to another live stream. We are indeed live, and welcome to the New Year's Eve special. Tomorrow is another day. Goodbye 2025, welcome 2026. The SMDJ 2025 New Year's Eve special. It's that time of the year again, New Year's Eve. The last day of 2025. Every year I do this late stream to recap and reflect upon the things we did and to tell of what's to come. But the most important thing to address this year is always remember, no matter how good, bad, rough, or fun the day previous has been, tomorrow is another day. A lot has happened in 2025. Some good, some bad, some things that never came to be, lessons learned, and things to reflect on. So it's time we do our thing and recap the year, answering those burning questions, right? I typed that wrong. I'll fix that. Yes, and all that and more. All that and more as I cover everything from main series content, sides content, to my story-driven content, and much more as we relax and head to another new year. I'm looking forward to all the things that are to come next year, and let's not forget the things that came before it. Join me for a live for a fun-filled evening, and even maybe if there's time to play one last game or react to a video or two, etc. So, what are we waiting for? If you're excited, ready to see for the yearly SMDJ tradition once more, please back, relax, and enjoy the show. Alright, I gotta fix that. Answer those burning questions. So yes, welcome. And yes, to be funny, our intro music is the goodbye show from Secret of the Mimic. No questions need to be asked. That's the intro music. But yeah, so we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to cover. I mean, the thumbnail is anything to go off of. Yeah, there's a lot to yap about this year. So I'm gonna try not to strain my voice this year, as I have in previous live streams. And we are just gonna do our thing. So, with that being said, strap in as I open two pages, the video page and the stream page. We'll look at playlists and posts and all that other stuff maybe later in the stream. But for right now, let's take a trip back to the start of 2025 and just see what released on the SMDJ channel this year. Of course, it's funny that we got an additional subscriber post me getting the final count yesterday. I always wait till the day before this stream to get the total sub count of the year. And of course, one more person subs right as we start, either before or after the stream. Well, not after the stream, but before this stream. Isn't that funny? Doesn't that show the channel continues to grow, even as we're ending in a year? I certainly think it does, but let's wind it back. Let us wind it back. There's a lot to yap about, and people will come and go and join the stream as they usually do, as we've done in many years past. So, shall we? I think I'm gonna have a lot of interesting things to say about this year. So, let's begin. I believe this is the case. I did take the first couple weeks of January off to focus on other matters, but I think I was still working on a couple things in the background. And first video of the year was we returned to a FNAF World mod we played last year on a one-off stream. Just because I think I wanted a random spontaneous FNAF World video, and I think the regular FNAF content was being planned still. So I'm like, hey, we can go get more endings in this fan game and see what more chaos this brings. And thus Pork Patch always comes back, and Duskman has Kool-Aid was made. A very weird video, but very fitting for the randomizer mod. I released a short McFarlane Lego, which I'm going to talk about those later on, but just a little fun little short, and we'll get to this in a minute. Stream side of things, when was the first stream of the year? Was it January? Was it late January? First stream of the year was Boris the Dark Survival. I'm trying to remember when exactly it was. But obviously in 2024, we had started trying to beat Boris the Dark Survival. Okay, January. So it was literally a couple weeks into the... So yeah. So... So yeah, obviously we were trying to beat more Boris the Dark Survival finally for my first time, and obviously there was a trailer for the next one coming out, Lone Wolf. So I was motivated even more to try and get through the game. And then we had another FNAF fan game one-off, which is me revisiting a game I had played off-camera before the channel. And I'm glad we played through like the first half of that game, but I'll be honest, I went back to that game off-camera again post the stream. And if I would ever dedicate a time to that game, I would need like a long while, because it gets difficult fast, and it's not even funny. Then obviously I did this Minecraft survival stream where I was playing with the super secret settings. When you go back to the older version, that's a setting that's a feature you can activate in the settings. So I did like a whole challenge where like every day night cycle I had to change the visual settings, which was fun. Then the Christmas special released, where I showcased everything I got for Christmas 2024. I believe this was towards the end of the month, because obviously Plushie isn't released till February. So I think this is like this released towards the end of the month. So that released, and again, then we were doing that, and this would be a lot simpler if I just do this every time. And then I think this was in February. I think I only got to one Bendy stream in. Yeah, so that's February. So that's start of February. So yeah, we only had like 3 major streams for January, and we had like a few uploads for January. This might have released in January. I'm trying to remember if the Baldi's edited video released in January or that was start of February. Because I know the couple. This was a Baldi's video that was supposed to release at the end of 2024, but it didn't. Oh yeah, it released either the second to last day or the last day of January. So yeah, that video released to show more progress with Baldi's Basics. Then I dropped a collab from December of 2024, and I had edited it, and that's why the cursed Funtime article is back. So yeah, that released. That was like a collab with Matt. So that was like an older collab that I released. That was a fun thing. There was Matt and some other people from I think this is from a charity stream event. Yeah, it says in the title. Another McFarlane Lego video. I want to talk about this because this is a very big video for me. I brought Doki Doki back in February, as I was kind of been a trend for like the last 2 years post me starting in 2022. But the stream ended up having tech issues and it had to get split into 2 parts, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but I at least got the content done, so I'm satisfied, even if this one just has a simpler thumbnail. The new Pop Goes update had released in January, but I wasn't going to be able to get to it in January, so we played the new update of My Pop Goes in February, so that was a fun little return. So yeah, that was a fun deep dive, checking out the new content and getting some more of the achievements. Valentine's Day came, and what became the first plush video of the year, and also the Valentine's Day special 2025, became the first half-hour long, well, not the first half-hour long, but a half-hour long plush video on a concept that I had written down, I kid you not, back, I think, 2018 and 2020. So this idea had been on the back burner for a long while, and I finally did like this body swap Valentine's Day special idea that I wrote in the back of my head for a long while. I had to I think I rewrote some of the content for it when I went to the final video. But, oh, come on. We're buffering? Or is that just my phone? Hold on. Okay, we're lagging a little bit. I had to just check. I will refresh my connection in just a second. But yeah, I'll refresh it in just a second if I see more frame drops. But yeah, this is a very special video to me, and I'm really glad it came out the way it did. It's a pretty fun miscellaneous video, but it's really good. And then did this drop in February? Because I think this was like the last video I needed to drop before I could come back and stream Classic Remaster. Yeah, okay. So this is towards the end of it. This is like the day before the end of February. So I finally got the last not Classic Remaster video I had worked on off camera done. So that finally released, and I was able to go back to streaming Classic Remaster. So that was fun. I like that I was able to beat these challenges and turn them into videos like off camera on my own time. I think there's like a couple downsides to me beating this before I was able to stream it again, because I think we'll talk about it on that one stream when we get to it. But so yeah, that kind of wraps up February for videos. Kind of like this. I think it's just these four because this was a January video. But, so yeah, it's funny that February and January both ended with a Baldi's video, so that's fun. On the side of and then. Back to streaming for February, we played a new update to Plus that I think just had barely released, either in January or in February. And then we played this awesome FNAF fan game, which I just came back to a few days ago, towards the end of this month. So this was a fun return. This FNAF fan game, even though it's a demo, is really interesting to me. So I'm hopefully at least beat it on the channel, at least all the way through the demo. So yeah, definitely check the stream out if you haven't. And then we get to March. I had my big FNAF 3 10th anniversary stream planned, and I know it was a very simple stream of me just attempting like aggressive nightmare mode and messing around with the cheats and reflecting on FNAF 3 and getting Night 5's ending again. But I'm really satisfied with the thumbnail where I think this is like one of the first times I actually took teaser images, or one of the first times I took teaser images and like made this really sick thumbnail. So I really like how this thumbnail came out. This was a good way to honor FNAF 3's 10th anniversary. And then shortly after, I finally did beat Boris and Dark Survival on the 5th stream. So since I had finished that, going forward, all I had to do was like all these little challenge stuff and try and beat like this game at a mini game. So I was trying to see if I could beat the mini game. So this was a really good conclusion to like the main story, and then like, you know, we were gonna move on to all the other stuff before the Lone Wolf released. And we even had a surprise cameo for Mario JB because he had to stop by my house that day while I was streaming. So we had a free Mario JB collab out of the blue. We also had Mario Day, March 10th, where I celebrated Mario Day and played Super Mario Maker with my capture cards. We had some crisp gameplay through my computer. So that was fun. We had the St. Patrick's Day special, which was fun. We had like this whole Freddy Fazbear themed adventure with Glow and Freddy and the Fazbear Band. And there's a lot of other cameo characters in the video. I'm going to get to this in a minute because this is kind of a big deal. Again. I went back to Classic Remaster because I could finally stream it with the 2 videos out. Unfortunately, my plan for that stream, I wouldn't say backfired on me, but like, because I had finished fun settings, Null was not in any of the other secret spots I wanted to find him in. So I had to like pull up videos to showcase what I was trying to find at the end of the stream. But that was like, that's the turning point of like where Classic Remaster is heading, because I did this last challenge, I did this fun Out of Bounds stream, and then it led to probably one of the hardest things that I've done with Classic Remaster. But we'll get to there. I did this fun fan game Friday, finishing up Pop Goes, because I think we did finally finish it. Besides the custom night, we finally went back and played the other half of this Mario Animatronic Horror demo from 2024. I know the full game released this year. I just haven't had the time to play it. So like, I just kind of avoided videos and just like didn't even download the new game yet. So it was what it was. I had the next Update 2 stream for FNAF World, and God was it annoying because it was just an entire stream on the Cheeks Magic Rainbow minigame with a couple small side quests. And while I had collaborators there, like Lele and Insta, it was fun having bonus commentary, and there's a couple fun clips out of that, which we'll briefly touch upon the clip channel at the end of the stream. But, no. Okay, so this was an alright stream. It's just I didn't make it. I made some progress, but I couldn't beat the minigame. And the following stream is, I think, the better one to talk about. But, so we did that. I went back to DLC. I was just trying to really mess around with all the Act 2 stuff so I could make sure I was really getting all the good ending content done. We finally went back into the pit in March so we could try and finish my ending, because I had only got through half of the game last year because I got stuck on night 3 for a single stream. So that was fun. And I had not beaten a game of hide and seek in the latest version yet, so we had like a whole stream dedicated to just beating the game, and we did do that. And I'm honestly glad we did, because after 0.9a, Baldi's Plus would have taken a big turn that I wasn't expecting. So we'll get there. And then plus on the video side of things, I released 2 videos for Portal Pals. I released a short, because it's still canonical. There's a canonical short of Puppet breaking the 4th wall, and then it led to a small update. Then we had episode 4, which is a really important, interesting turning point for the lore, because Luigi takes a Golden Freddy plush from Puppet's hangout spot. And this is where I should talk about it at the video towards the end of the goes into more depth. But there was supposed to be more than just the short and the main episode this year. Things just didn't pan out in my favor. I had like a recording session where we almost recorded the next episode, but some tech issues happened across everyone's end, and it just screwed up that day. So I will talk about it at the end of the stream, but I'm hoping 2026 will be the big year for Portal Pals. So yeah, and then now we're getting into April stuff, so we'll get there in a minute. So yeah. So that's where we round out March with these sets of streams. A lot of fun games starting to get played by March. And then on video side of things, we were getting some fun story videos. We were getting some fun gameplay videos. And that's that. Then we get to April 1st. I had my trend of releasing between 1 to 3 videos. I think it was originally just going to be 1, but I ended up planning something, so that's why 2 videos went out. There's this really fun edited UCN teaser for the next episode of the AJ Mario Mod Collection, which you guys should go watch, because I had to really edit this video because things didn't work out the way I was expecting them to. And I had this really fun what if video with the Toad arc from the channel's past. So if you were a fan of the Toad arc, you should definitely watch the what if video from this year, because it does end in a jokey manner. But this what if was really funny because I got to tell like a serious tale of like, oh, what if this happened in an alternate timeline. So funny stuff. It was funny because it was a whole Toad centric video. I got to show off this cool merch thing that I got between end of Christmas, beginning of January, February. So I did like this whole Freddy head bundle merch review. So this was fun. And then we got the Easter special, which I finally upgraded Bonnie and Springtrap's looks, because I had a different Bonnie and Springtrap plush sitting around for a while now, but I hadn't used them yet. So I'm like, you know what? This year's Easter special is going to change their looks for the rest of the timeline. So that's what I did for Easter, and it was a fun video having a Bonnie Springtrap duo. On the stream side of things, we did play the April Fool's Snapshot. I think this was the second attempt of the stream, though, because there was a minor issue on the original. And we also talked about Secret of the Mimic, where I went on a big discussion at the very end of that stream where I talked about FNAF news and content in general, because my news coverage for FNAF games and Fanverse was kind of all over the place between 2024, 2025, 2023. So I want to put a big bow on it and be like, here's my final verdict on all that. But this was a fun stream, so if you want to see what I was thinking about Secret of the Mimic before the game came out, that's definitely a stream to watch. My thoughts on it being a game after it's been out, it's a really interesting game. It intrigues me what it was doing for the game timeline. So that's what I have to say on the matter. I did what I felt like was a much needed update video. So I did a whole vlog stream, and I think we also did FNAF 1 and 2 420 on the stream, because this was before Easter, and I wanted Easter was 420, so I wanted to do a joke about the 420 modes. So I think we did the 420s on this stream. This was a fun stream. This is a stream that I had planned since the beginning of the year. I'm going back to this joke game that I played early on in the channel's lifespan, because it literally was going to be 6 years in 2025. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to come back and replay this fan game. And I even explored the newer content that I had never played. But this was a fun revisit, because I got to actually beat this and see all the content and struggle on the... I even teased the original Scott Troll game that this was kind of mimicking. So it was a fun one-off. I like coming back to this fan game. So that was fun. And then the big Baldies update dropped, because I think this is April, right? And this isn't May. I don't want to be talking about May content yet until I'm done with all the April stuff. Oh yes. So it took me till the end of the year. The end of the month. But I did play the new Baldies update, and this is where things changed, because there was now 5 floors to beat hide and seek. There was all this new content, new characters, new changes, new gameplay mechanics, and this is where things took a big turn. So it was an interesting reaction to seeing all the new content, but I knew it was going to take me a while now to beat the latest version. And then I released the latest episode of the DJ Mario Mod Collection in April, and it was a collab with Insta, because I asked him nicely, I'm like, hey, do you think you could play 50/20 mode with a couple of my mods for this idea I have? And that got to be Insta's first reaction to the mod collection, and just my mods and the Elite Robo mods. So it was a fun collab, and I definitely want to get him on for another episode. So that way, hopefully have the mods be less buggy. But this was definitely a fun collab, getting Insta to beat 50/20 mode and play with some of my mods. So this was definitely a highlight of the year for, like I said, late April. And then I think this is the start of May, right? I think I went back to more. Yeah, I think I did more. May. So yeah. And I don't remember. Was this an April stream? Because I want to make sure I talk about the stream in all its depth. No, okay, that's a May stream. Okay, good. So again, we kind of had some funny streams, and some serious gameplay streams in April, between all the April stuff and all the other ongoing stuff. In May, we delved into more of the FNAF World Randomizer, because I was doing a lot of FNAF World content this year, and I'm going to talk about that towards the end of the stream. And I also went back to a Wii U video, and I was using the capture card. I did want to do more Wii U videos this year, but it kept, every time I wanted to get to one, I either was busy working on some other video or stream, or I just kept pushing it aside. I'm like, oh, I'll get to another Minecraft Wii U video at some point. So hopefully 2026 I'll revive Minecraft Wii U videos with the capture card, so you guys can get some higher quality gameplay that way. So that happened, and then we get to this stream, and I think this was a turning point for me, because this stream, I will admit, I feel like I zoned out this entire stream, because it took me to the end of the stream to realize, I'm like, wait, I've been live for an hour and a half, hour 40. I was so zoned out, because I was just doing the same thing over and over again, that this was this is where I was like, yeah, there's a reason I haven't gotten these 2 characters. I'm like, there's a solid reason I never got these characters legitimately, and I never hacked them in either. So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, the next FNAF stream, we're beating Update 2. I'm like, that's the plan. We're just gonna beat Update 2 next stream. Cause I was so zoned out. Hold on. I want to get my reaction where I realized, oh my god, it's been that long. Oh, brother. When do I realize how long I've been streaming? Oh, man. Yeah, I sound so out of it. Let's head back to the overworld. I say that as if we're playing Minecraft. Let's just head back to like Fensburg Hills. Let's say after, let's see what's been an hour 35. Yeah. I will admit I felt so zoned out the stream. There's a reason I kind of like I knew where I needed to take for an hour after the stream. So that happened. I did finish up Act 2. I went back to play more Pop Goes. My Pop Goes, and I think we were making some progress because obviously I was getting. I think I was able to beat maybe one mini game. I'm trying to remember if it was here or the next stream, but like we were making some progress. But or maybe I even beat endless mode because that was like a future video. But like I was just trying to grind the content here. And I think it was between this stream, and a couple others we're going to get to where I started realizing, I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to be grinding something for so long, I need to cut it off at some point. Because here's the hugest example of me grinding something. I started Null Style. And boy, howdy, was I not ready for Null Style. Because I already knew this mode was, like, deemed one of the hardest things in Classic Remaster. But I was not ready for how aggressive Null was going to be, and how hard it was going to be to get back to the second half of that level. So this was just the beginning, and this is where I was feeling confident. You're going to see later on that I started feeling not confident. But besides that, I did this UCN video to warm us up for the UCN anniversary in June. So I beat 4120 mode, which is fun. Just a short step up from my 4020 mode high score. And then I released the fun Junior video of Junior disciplining his dog, and then this went wild places. So if you haven't seen this Junior video, I definitely shout it out. So yeah, and then was this May? I also gotta play my laptop in. So hold on. After we figure out when this video was, I gotta play my laptop in. So hold on just a second. Okay, I think that was literally the end of the month. Good to know. Or close to it. Because I remember some months have 31 days, some have 30, so it's close to. It's either is the end or is close to it. So yeah, this stream, I think within like the first 45 minutes, we did actually beat the game. So I went back in with some of the new unlocks we had, and we were like playing like the hard mode where you only had like one life to live. And I think I got up to like night 3 or 4, and I'm like, you know what? That was a good attempt. We even got like the rare Freddy head Easter egg collectible in the hard mode, hardcore run that whatever we want to call it as. So it's like it was wild that I got that in that run of all things. So yeah. And I think I did plan. I'm like, you know what? There's all the other. I'm like, I know there's other endings. There's other secrets we didn't get. I'm like, I'll come back at some point this year to get another ending, or at least start another run. And I obviously didn't get to do that because again, I just got so busy. I had a lot of IRL stuff going on between streams and videos, and that's the thing I'm gonna talk about at the end after we're done reviewing. But there was a lot going on. But anyways, we got to June. I think this is a June video. I think I started with McFarlane. I think I started out with a McFarlane Lego video. Actually, no, hold on. Don't play. I don't need this stream. Thank God. I'm glad I clicked the mute button. Why I was trying not to click that. Yeah, start of June, or at least middle of June. I released a short, McFarlane short, which again, I always say I've been busy behind the scenes, so that's why I dropped these. So McFarlane Lego short dropped. Stream side things. We were doing more Boris the Dark Survival. I was finishing up the hard mode of FNAF Randomizer. I was trying to beat the newest version of Baldi's Basics, and I was struggling still a little bit, but it was at least an attempt. I created. I don't even want to say I fully created it because I don't know if anyone else had, but like I made like this whole Mimic percent challenge in FNAF World to like coincide with the release of Secret of the Mimic. So like it was like a challenge to get Paper Pals and the Mimic chip as fast as possible. So like I made this fun speedrun challenge and it involved Nightmarian and Virtua Freddy and all that. So this was a fun stream for June. I really liked this FNAF World challenge I did. This has got to be my favorite part of DLC Plus. Self-love really, really spoke to me. All the DLC content spoke to me in some way, but self-love like hit me like not like a truck, but like it hit me in like the feels where I'm like, yes, this is a solid message anyone should listen to. And I was really happy that I got to experience this story this year, because it definitely boosted me up. Like I said, while I was dealing with a lot of other stuff behind the scenes, so this story was really, really moving. So this was probably one of my favorite parts of the DDLC Plus Let's Play this year. I also had a fun UCN stream where I went back and replayed some of my old UCN challenges from 2018, but modded, and I did pretty well. I did die a little bit, but I did pretty well. Then again, the struggle began with Null Style. I was making some progress some of the time. Other times I was just instantly dying or dying after like 3 to 4 notebooks. He was catching me out in some dumb ways where I was getting ragey. But I figured I would be able to continue onward, so I did. Then we got to the channel's anniversary and UCN's anniversary, where I had Mario, JB, and Lele join me for a build battle, where I just got to kind of let out all my creativity. And then UCN, I was increasing my high score, and I had True Player join me for that. So that was a fun revisit. Not a fun revisit, but a fun collab, because I had True Player there to watch me increase my high score and get like the next Chica cutscene. I also released a UCN teaser for a brand new mod I had worked on, also around there, and I also released this very small special edit of all the secret death lines, which I had finally got thanks to the 6-year anniversary stream. So I did that, and that kind of capped out videos for June. But I had one more stream for June, and this was a special stream because this was also a thing that's been in the cards for like maybe 2 years, but I finally went back and did a full playthrough of the good ending in Days of Freddy's 1, and I did like a full Days of Freddy's 1 revisit, and we did it all in one stream, and it was a very special stream. I was happy I replayed the game. Because God, going back to the old Day Shift games with all the Day Shift 3 knowledge I have, it was a blast to play through again. So that happened, and that was a fun way to cap out June. Then we get to July. The 4th of July special released, and it was just a little short thing I came up with on the spot because I wasn't able to get Mario JB's help to record the video, so I just kind of came up with this on the spot, makeshift and making a special hot dog. Again, the Boris and Dark Survival stream just kind of became kind of a grinding stream where we were just trying to see how far we can make it in the day counter and how close we can get to beating the mini game. Another trailer dropped for the game, so we're staying up to date on Lone Wolf. I went in and beat update 2, so that was fun. We completed it and we kind of wrapped up all the main FNAF World content, besides one thing that I said I was going to discuss in the new year, and also I'll briefly discuss here. And then I had an issue. YouTube, I had to re-verify something for the YouTube account, so linking content was a little screwy. Luckily for these couple streams, I was able to link the game page through the live chat. So that was like a compromise till YouTube finally verified my account again for whatever reason. I hadn't even done anything wrong. It's just like randomly, this stream was fine. I was setting this stream up, and then there was tech issues. So I honestly don't know what happened. I had to make this spontaneous vlog stream before I did this stream. And then then this was playing a smaller update for Plus. And it was just interesting. We played just a lot of endless mode that stream, and it was a good stream because after the stream, I was going on a little vacation, which is why. Well, this was a spontaneous video I recorded, where I'm like, you know what? The survival challenge mini-series kind of was left on a cliffhanger in 2024, so I'm like, I'll come back one more time. And maybe at least round this out. And then I got close to where I think my spawn was, where I was trying to find. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll pick this back up again. But just like, what did I say I was gonna pick up, but I didn't? What did I pick up? But I didn't. Into the pit. So yeah, just like Into the Pit, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna continue this. I didn't get to continue this this year, so unfortunately, the Survival series only goes up to 5 episodes, and that was that. And also July, I had a small trip planned, so I released this fun surprise video of returning to the original Baldi's Basics. So I replayed the original Baldi's Basics just for a one-off, just to try Bad Sum in it, because I had been doing so much Bad Sum in the Classic Remaster. And then I also played this FNAF fan game that's been on my list, so I'm like, you know what, I'll make a short video on that. 25 minutes is pretty good. We at least beat one night in this game, so if you haven't checked this out, it's really cool. And then, you know, I finally started Pop Goes Arcade Fighting Chance updates. That finally came out in June, but I was so busy. There was like, when things were releasing, I'm like, I have to get to this a month later. So I started this, and I realized that like I had to literally do Fighting Chance. It literally feels like a new game plus. So I made it feel like a new game plus by keeping myself as Gilded Pop Goes, and we literally had to go start replaying Dead Forest. So we started getting achievements again. We started getting all the new achievements that I was missing, old achievements I was missing, new achievements, and getting the achievements again for the in-game system. So this was a fun start and return to Pop Goes Arcade. I celebrated FNAF 4's 10th anniversary, which was just a big Night 7 stream, and I think we also did a couple other small things, and well, I didn't beat anything like the FNAF 3 stream. It was just like honoring FNAF 4. And since I had actually beaten the first 6 nights, I was able to like kind of like have a better feel and like know how much I actually liked FNAF 4. So like this was actually a fun stream to do, even if I didn't win anything. But I think here is where I realized there was starting to be a problem with Null Style, because I kept losing. I wasn't making progress, and I think with me alternating between Classic Remaster and Plus, it was kind of slowing me down on constantly focusing on this. And I know if I like fully give my time to something, I might be able to beat it. But like, again, when I'm busy and I only have time to do one stream here and one stream there, I'm bound to get rusty real fast. So I knew after the stream, like, I'll have one more stream in me, and then I might uninstall the game. I needed to not look at it. And then, to like, round out July, I also had a special revisit for Day Shift 2, because I started my Day Shift 2 playthrough in 2018 of July. So I had this whole roundabout thing where it was all special. And we only got up to like half the game, because Day Shift 2 was a lot larger of a game than Day Shift 1. But it still was a fun revisit, and I might come back to the game at some point, because of course Day Shift 2 has a lot more to play. If we want to get one ending, I would at least need to do two to three more streams on it. So perhaps. And then what is this? The end? I think this is. And then to end July out, to round things out, we're like, because I also had started, I think, DDLC in July of 2022 with Pop Goes Arcade. I rounded DDLC out by getting the good ending and leaving me in the place to be almost done with everything. So I took a break. I'm like, we're almost done. I have a couple special streams and videos planned. Stay tuned. So that's where that left off. We finished the good ending, so we were kind of done with the main part of the game. And that's how we close out July. August is an interesting month. I edited down my FNAF talk from the Secret of the Mimic stream to the special video that I released before FNAF's 10th anniversary. So if you really want to know my general thoughts on FNAF this year, check out this video. I highly recommend it. I released a special Wii U video on Mario 3D World, and I was playing the Champions Road, and it was kind of a mess, but kind of a fun challenge at the same time. And I also had another vacation that I usually do in August that happened, so I released a special video on the Pizza Sim Switch port, which got a part 2 this month, which was fun. So if you guys want to see Pizza Sim on Switch, go watch this part and then go watch the second video. And on the stream side of things, I played this FNAF World mod that I had lined up after I beat Update 2, because it gave me a chance to actually play as Scott and Chipper. So that was like the whole big deal this stream, along with all the other stuff the mod added. And then this year's anniversary special for FNAF was ranking every FNAF game, and Fanverse game, and Troll game. And I was supposed to give 420 one attempt, but I didn't have the time for it. So that kind of was where I had to kick things off there. But it was a good time, all things considered. So if you want to know what my rankings are of the FNAF games, this is definitely the stream for you. And then, because the new game was almost out, we did round out Boris and Dark Survival one last time. I brought the plushie back just to round the thumbnails back to the first stream, having the plushie in the thumbnail. But it was kind of a good send-off. We just kind of like played the game more casually one more time, and we tried to beat the minigame one more time, and that kind of was just a stream. It was a good time, but obviously we didn't win. And then I had promised, and I'm like, oh, we'll play Lone Wolf. But honestly, if it isn't clear already, I didn't get to play Lone Wolf this year. So maybe come next year, I'll at least have a one-off on it, because I don't know if I'll have time for a full playthrough, because I don't even know how long it is. But maybe we'll have, at some point, I'll play the full game. So yeah. Then I did a challenge in Baldi's Basics to like play all the challenge modes, and this was a stream actually that I finally beat all 5 floors of hide and seek for my first time. So that was like a good step up before like the next major update. So I beat all 5 floors. I beat 2 of the 3 challenges, so it was kind of really fun, all things considered. So and we'll talk about the challenges like towards the end of the stream again. But this was a fun plus stream. This was another struggle stream with my pop goes, and I admitted on the stream, like, you know what, at this point I don't know where the Let's Play is gonna go. I'm like, it might have one more stream. It might just end here for right now, because I was just stuck playing the mini games in endless mode. So that's why that's kind of just why that's where that ended. And then did this Fan Game Friday happen, or was this a September stream? Because I really want to talk about this Fan Game Friday, but I don't know if this happened in... I want to say this happened in August. Yeah, I did. Okay. We'll talk about this in a minute. Because I gotta make sure. Is there any other videos? Is this an August video or is this a September video? This might be a September video. Mute. Let me see. Oh, this is an... Okay, so I released another August video. McFarlane video. And this honestly is the last McFarlane video that I released this year. There was supposed to be more, but sorry about voice cranks, but I'll explain why more didn't happen. I had a couple more ideas just for short ones, or even maybe attempting a full one, but stuff kind of happened. So that's where that kind of ended off. And I had this huge plan to play a couple big FNAF fan games that were finally on my radar for a full stream. So I had this big Fan Game Friday planned out, and it led to a lot of fun memories in exploring FNAF Refresh, which I played the rest of that game off camera. And my thoughts of FNAF Refresh is it's interesting, but boy does it feel overwhelming at sometimes. And then FNAF World Ultra, which you'll find out came back also towards the end of this year, is interesting, but I feel like it has some flaws, as I discussed in those videos. But these are some really cool FNAF World fan games. FNAF World fan games don't really happen a lot, but when they do, they're such a treat. So gotta appreciate FNAF World fan game makers. And then I think actually to end August out, I released another DJ Mario Mod Collection video, but this time with Super Soul. So I had her join me for this like random challenge stream, because it was reviewing the new mod, and we also had a couple of fun challenges around the mod. So yeah, big shout out to her. She played the challenges really well, even though we had some buggy text mod moments, but it was all fun and games at the end of the day. So this was a fun episode, and I did plan to get one more episode out this year, but it didn't happen. So I'm hoping to get a couple more out. Honestly, this series, I feel like it was or could have ended soon, or like maybe by this year or start of next year. But like, I still have a few things planned, and I'm talking to Mark, who helps me make the mods, to finish the last 2 on my list. So once I make those final 2 mods, everything's just gonna be done and dusted. So then the series will eventually have an end after the last few challenge episodes happen and review episodes. But this was a fun little collab, because it was fun. The episodes with Matt are always a blast, but these new experimental episodes where we had other collaborators playing have been really fun, and I really want to do more of that next year. So that's why the series is probably going to continue for like another year or 2, if I'm being honest. So, especially with how spaced out they are. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, I think we're reaching September. I need to go get a little more water before I continue, before my voice gets super dry. So, give me a minute, quick stream break, and when I come back, we're going to finish September, October, November, December, and then we got to wrap things up for the year. So, I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back, everyone. Let me just have a swig of my water. Alright, now we're entering the part of the year where, I will admit, uploads feel a lot spaced out, and I feel like months have less videos than others. But, there's a lot to talk about. So first and foremost, I had discovered content that I had never seen anyone cover on YouTube for Days of the Freddy's 3, and I was gonna make it a collab with Matt, but things just didn't work out, and I was getting to a point where I'm like, I should just make this video so I can get this fun video out the door so people can see this new content. So I found new Flamey ending content, which you guys should definitely watch, because it it certainly rattled me because I didn't even like, I had only like found out you could do this. I didn't even like react to it till the video. So that was fun. I had been working on some Minecraft builds behind the scenes, and I made this whole video touring a FNAF 2 build where I'm like, yeah, you know what? You can consider this a tease for the FNAF, like in relation to the FNAF 2 movie, but also I made this for another reason. And this is like a bit of like, I got to briefly talk about Portal Pals here a little bit, so this is like a minor update, but like not a full update. I also came back to play some more UCN mods because I found a couple that caught my eye from a random creator. So we had like this interesting Withered Freddy mod, a Flumpty mod, and we had Sun and Moon from Security Breach. I celebrated 10 years of Mario Maker with the capture card in this video. So this was a fun September video. I showcased some more merch I got in September. So that was fun. I got some new plushies, some new collectibles, all that fun stuff. So definitely worth checking that out. I released this special video as like a bridge to the next DDLC Plus stream, which I was hoping was going to happen in October or November, but I don't remember. I don't know if it happened in November or it happened in December, but this was a fun bridge. So this I had this clip of me reacting to a secret file that I had only shown off on a stream. I'm like, you know what? Just for full completion's sake, I should upload this as its own video. So I did. So that's that. And I even went back to my Pop Goes, but instead of streaming it, I turned into like this 30-minute video, and we had finally finished Endless Mode, so I figured that would be like the best place to stop the Let's Play for right now. So I'm like 7 episodes in, we at least beat the main game, Endless Mode, and we have some of the collectibles unlocked. We're pretty good. So I'm like, you know what, we'll worry about mini games in the new year. That's my stopping point for right now, and I think I had uninstalled the game for a little bit. On the streaming side of things, another Baldi's update released, so we checked that out. I was retreading old ground in my Pop Goes from having to rebeat all of Dead Forest again, so that was fun. And then this is where I had to like cut it off for Null Style. I think this was one of the streams where I felt like the most frustrated that I wasn't making it anywhere. Because I think I only got to like the second phase once, or maybe not even at all, and the thumbnail felt like off, but I wasn't going to change it. So, this is where I'm like, you know what, I'm done with Classic Remaster for right now. Null Style has really drained me, and I have more content I can focus on. So this is where I waved goodbye to Classic Remaster for a little bit, and I moved on. Then I finally, since I was moving on from Classic Remaster, I finally did hop back in the sister location after almost a year, and we spent all our time playing the baby minigame. And this stream would have been a lot shorter if I had actually remembered to do one thing and not had failed a single attempt of the minigame. So this minigame went on a lot longer than I anticipated, but I at least did beat the minigames, so this was progress. And then I reviewed a special piece of merch I got, which was Chipper and Sons merch that released for FNAF's 10th anniversary. So I finally got around to reviewing it, and I figured, you know what, I'm reviewing Chipper and Sons merch. Let's replay the game again. Why not? And then on this stream that was supposed to be like a fun one-off gag for the year, I finally learned how the game progression system works. And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I'm like, we can make progress in this game. Let's see how far we can take it. So I loosely started playing more Chipper and Sons in 2025. And then my birthday special released. I think this was the last video of 2025. It was another long one, but it was a fun one that I did all by myself. So if you haven't seen this, I definitely recommend it. I really pushed my voice in this video because I was voicing every character, and I was doing some like gravelly and screamy characters. So like it was a tough act, but I did it. And then was this in September or was this October? Okay, it's October. So was this September? Or was this October? Again, I did come back to FNAF Ultra, and I'm trying to remember if this was September or October. Oh, okay. At the very end of September, I went back to FNAF Ultra, and we started finishing the clock ending. Then we started on the live stream, and we just started collecting more characters. So like, that was all this video was. It was kind of random and wacky, but it was still kind of fun all the same. So this was definitely a fun FNAF fan game video to do. And then now I know where we are. Okay, so now we hop into October. I obviously did the next part of Pop Quiz Arcade, which we were returning to the hit list, everyone, which was fun. We had to go redo everything for Balloon Boy, and like I was originally like, oh, if I don't finish the hit list, I'll just buy it. But I'm like, oh wait, if I want to re-achieve the in-game achievements, I kind of have to do the hit list legit again. And this has got to be the hardest fighting chance stream I did, because it took me all 2 hours to beat Chica for some reason. Don't know why Chica was like the struggle for me, but she was, and it took forever. So I know I was satisfied at the stream being done, but I was annoyed how long it took. So yeah, that happened. I did a belated birthday bash where we played Hypixel, which is something I've always done. But I also started a new game finally. We started Among Us. It's been a game in my library, I think, since either 2023 or 2024. And I had meant to do a stream on it. But I'm like, this was the year. I tried getting a group of people together, and at the end of the day, I only had Mario JB, a couple people he was able to get together. And then I just had to let a bunch of randos in to, like, fill out my lobby. But, like, I played my first few games of Among Us, and it was really fun. I finally got to experience all the hype that everyone was doing back in 2020 and all that. So it was wild. It was a wild time. So that happened. Since the release of this video, I'm like, oh, I have some other videos I can actually release that should release. So I had gotten the Old Man Consequences Easter egg before UCN's 7th anniversary on the menu. So I'm like, you know what? Here's a spooky video for October. I released that. I released a Switch video on the UCN port, which was wild. I think I died once or twice in this video, which is crazy. The change of controls really does make the game a little difficult, but it was still fun all the same. I showcased everything I got for my 23rd birthday, which was fun. Some new FNAF stuff. It was a lot of FNAF stuff, actually. I also released this Curse of Dreadbear Easter egg video file I had on my computer for like maybe 2 or 3 years. So I'm like, you know what, here's another spooky video for the holiday. And on the stream side of things, the original version of Candies had dropped, I think, back in August. And I'm like, I have to do a video on this. So I did a full stream playing through nights 1 through 6 on version 1.0. And despite how many times I played Candies 1 and Candies Remaster, that stream really kept me on my toes, which I was so happy about. Like, I actually felt like a FNAF fan game and in general had like kind of spooked me and kept me on the edge of my seat, like, in a good while. So that was fun. We play another. No, I had this stream planned for Plus to like do like set seeds, so like we did that between like a couple updates. And it was just kind of silly exploring like seeds that like were like you could like set the seed and that's the seed you play for the entire game. And we learned some interesting things about set seeds. So that was fun. This has got to be my favorite FNAF stream of all time. So I took a simple challenge of only these 4 Update 2 characters: Nightmare Ann, Jacko Bonnie, Jacko Chica, and Coffee. Could you only play the game with just these 4 characters? No starting characters, no any other challengers, no, not the rest of the Halloween characters, just these 4 for them having gift boxes, haunting, their overpowered moves, auto shield, neon shield 2. And I did beat everything in this game with just them on a fresh save file. I had to edit the save file a little bit, but it literally was just they started at level 1. I think they ended the game by like level 20 or 30. And they were able to beat Security, Scott, Chipper's Revenge, Chica's Magic Rainbow, which I wasn't expecting, Clock Ending, Red Lake. I think we literally did everything, which was wild. So this has got to be my top FNAF World stream of the year. And if I had to recommend you guys one of the FNAF streams to watch this year, it would be this one. And then finally, we got to one of my favorite games that I bought, and I was waiting to stream. Although I wish I had done it at a better time, because I was starting to come down with like allergies and a little bit under the weather. But we played Game of Life 2. This has been like my go-to game for like the last 3 months of the year. And I also bought it on Switch, so I've been able to play this game twice as much. And I picked this game up because I have watched so many videos on it this year and also from last year where I'm like, you know what? I have to pick this game up. And when it was on sale, I'm like, you bet yourself I'm buying the starter pack and I'll buy the other DLC later. So, this was wild. This was a wild game. And if you haven't seen my first playthrough, where we actually got the first achievement of me actually beating my first game, go check it out, despite me being a little bit under the weather. It was a wild time. And then, I returned to Sister Location to finally start the private room night, which took me a while because the keypad minigame kept killing me. But it was interesting getting to finally try the FNAF 1 style segment of Sister Location. It just took me forever because how much I was struggling with it. So it wasn't a fun time, no pun intended, but I at least attempted and got to like night 5 a.m. once or twice. And then, is this the start of November? I think this is the start of November. Yes, no, I do remember starting off November with Pop Goes. Yeah, I think this is the start of November. Yeah. So yeah. And then, as a special one-off, besides the Halloween special, which this was also a fun plush video to record, definitely check this one out. I treated you guys to a SCP video, because I'm like, you know what? This was a random shot in the dark. I'm like, let me download this and see if my computer could run it. And it did. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a fun one-off this Halloween to play SCP. Because like, I know about SCP, and I know I've talked about it in the past. That's some really older content from like 2021 and 2020 and 2022. But I'm like, oh, I'll play an SCP fan game at some point. Well, the time was now. So definitely check it out if you haven't. Because this was a really fun video I did. I'm really glad I played it, and we might play more of it next year. I don't know for sure, because this is 100% a one-off, but it could turn into a series maybe. I mean, it only got 10 views, so I don't know how popular it really was, but I definitely would recommend it. Again, we started working on more of the Pop Goes content. We actually beat Foxy this time around in a quicker fashion. I was working again with more Chipper and Sons because I'm like, I really like this chill style of stream, and we actually were making progress. I was learning I was learning how to actually progress through this game, so that was fun. I had this fun randomizer stream where we played all the different styles we haven't played yet, and we got it all. We beat all of them in the stream within under an hour, in under 2 hours. So I was happy about that, and this thumbnail was fun to make. I really made something random for this. But this was a fun mod stream. Then I played, I think, the next update of Baldi's Basics, and it was fun. It was an interesting experimenting with the stickers and just seeing how far we could get. I also obviously did my next Among Us stream. And it was kind of wild because I was just kind of joining random games as the title suggests, and I ended up in like a expert lobby by accident, and it was just kind of a weird time. But that happened. I released a special FNAF 2 video for its anniversary. It was kind of spontaneous, but it blew up because people were like, oh, this reminds me of like 2014, 2015 FNAF Let's Play videos. I'm like, you know what? If you guys like spontaneous videos, I'll try and get some more out between now and next year. So that happened, spontaneous FNAF 2 video. Again, I was doing Ender Night, and I had True Player joining for this one. Still struggling a lot. Again, you'll see a theme this year where I get to a point in a game where like I have the next challenge to beat before I can progress any further, and I start struggling a little bit. So that happened. I did the next stream on Game of Life, and we just played the next map, and it was fun. And the 3 Game of Life Game of Life 2 streams we've done so far have been a blast, and I'm really hoping to do more next year, and maybe even try and record with someone next year if we do like the pass and play mode. If I don't get anyone to play with online directly, so that was fun. And then I actually will talk about all this content in a minute. But first, I need to talk about this video. So again, Portal Pals kind of fell on the back burner because of a lot of issues and not being able to record with Mario JB and a couple other people to help make longer episodes. But I wasn't gonna stop not uploading Minecraft RP content, so I went in and I remastered the first ever Minecraft RP on the channel into a 19-minute video instead of it being like a very short and robotic 4-minute video. And there was a bit of fun storytelling here. I got to use part of Jason's server to tell a bit of a story. We used the Manaf Aftermath map from back in the day. I had Jason chase me on the purple guy skin. It was wild. This is one of my highlights of the year, this video, because I was so happy I got to remaster this video and show how much I've improved my RP skills. So that was that. The Thanksgiving video released, and this marked a turning point for plush videos and McFarlane videos because for some reason I don't know why sometimes I feel like I have to treat it like a secret, even though it's not. Because if you go back to a really old video, in the early days of the channel, it's already revealed. My 2DS that I usually film plush videos with had a random issue where the SD card was not locking back into place, so I couldn't continue filming with it. So I had to film the rest of the video with my phone. So that happened, and then that had to happen again for this year's Christmas special. So that was a wild time, but we got the video done, and it got out in time for Thanksgiving. And then I obviously I had 2 merch videos on the back burner that wasn't just the Chipper and Sons merch. Where is it? It wasn't just this. I had 2 other YouTuber merch videos to record, and I was trying to get them done with people, but it wasn't working out. So I got the SMG4 video done by myself in time for their Black Friday sale and before the channel was ending, so I could talk about that. So shout out to SMG4. Thank you for all the fun memories, and thank you for all the wonderful merch I was able to get over the last few years. So there was that. And there was supposed to be another video that I talked about in this video to release in December, but it never happened. And then I decided, I'm like, you know what? I need to end this month on an update video. I'm like, we're going into December. We're going into the end of the year. I still have stuff going on IRL. We need to talk about the channel. So I did that. And we also finished out with starting me finally going after Blacklisted. And this run, you'll see in the next stream, kind of ended rough because I made a couple of poor choices along the way. Then finally, so I wasn't being left too much in the dark. I think this is actually the start of December. I finally went in and did the last side story of Plus on this very short stream. And I announced how the finale of the DLC Plus series is going to be. It's going to happen next year. At some point, there's a couple things I got to do before I finish it out. But we are going to 100% this game, and it's going to be spectacular. So, there's that. And then we celebrated Pizza Sim's 8th anniversary by continuing the run. Which, like I said, I really screwed up. I literally could have had it last on the second stream, but because I misspent my money, I wasn't able to buy the last risky item that was marked down, and that threw the entire run at 49 risk. So I had to start again, and that time I played safer, and I just had to roll with the punches. I did one more Plus stream of the year because I wanted to play with the stickers a little more, just see how far we could get, and I actually found something interesting while I was getting the thumbnail. So I wanted to talk about that on a set seed. So it was an interesting time playing the stickers. I did what is now the official last stream of Pop Quiz Arcade for the year. We defeated Bonnie, and now I'm in the place to kind of get ready for the end of Dead Forest. So starting next year, we'll be doing the end of Dead Forest, and then maybe we'll hop right into Machinist, or we won't. We'll see. the final Game of Lights 2 stream of the year. It was really fun playing on the third map that I got from the starter pack. Again, I'm hoping with what I got for Christmas, which you'll see in January, that I'll be able to buy some more of the DLC and we'll have more content for next year. But I really like this game. It's really fun. It's again, it's one of my top games this year. But between this stream, maybe a little of this stream, and this stream definitely, and maybe a little of this stream, my connection lately has been really weird, and I don't know why it's been really weird. So there's been a lot of like me having to reconnect, and I had to literally restart this entire stream. So that kind of sucked, but I at least did get some more attempts in. Still struggling. So we're gonna see where we go with this location in the new year, but for right now, it is what it is. Something importantly I got to address before we get to all the last videos and last streams. I got sick this month. And I feel like I've gotten sick this month, the last 2 years, unintentionally, and unironically, because like I was sick in I think 23, which kind of like that was kind of my mental thing of like I got sick 23, so a lot of content got pushed into 2024, and I got sick at the end of 2024, so a lot of content got pushed into 2025, and once again I got sick, and some content from this year is being pushed into 2026, whether it was my choice or not, it happened. But nevertheless, I got over a sickness, and I was trying to lock in to have a video be almost every other day or every day. I streamed Minecraft on Christmas Eve just to see the Christmas textures. It was kind of fun for a challenge. This has got to be one of my favorite Fangame Fridays of the year. We played 3 FNAF games. They were all very interesting, and one of them I'll probably be giving its own stream. We'll talk about these in a minute. And video-wise, I luckily had 2 videos go out while I was sick because I was editing them. So I had to edit this FNAF video for a lot of flashing lights. So this was a flashing warning for this video. And the second part of Pizza Sim on the Switch port, which is kind of wild because I was struggling to get insanity in this video, but I figured it out. And then before I was sick, I talked about updates for Portal Pals because I needed to make an update video. And I wasn't going to leave the year dry with content. For its 5-year anniversary, I compiled all Fazbear Investigator episodes and added some lore to the description and hashtags and in the video edits for timeline stamps. And I presented to you all the Fazbear Investigators movie, and I'm so happy. In 2 weeks, it almost got 100 views. If you guys want to see one of my oldest RP series that obviously could have gone a lot further than it did, definitely check it out. I know it's a little grainy to watch because it's from Wii U footage on a camera, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was a very fun series. And then obviously just a couple days ago, because I announced it was going to be late, the Christmas special released on the 28th, and then just yesterday, I can happily say I finally have Blacklisted for my very first time at Pizza Sim, which I'm happy about. And just a few hours ago, we played more Chipper and Sons, just because I wanted to do a Chipper and Sons chill stream. And what I wasn't expecting from that stream was to maybe be able to beat the game next year. Oh, sorry, I got something in my throat. But, I am at a point in Chipper and Sons where I know I've seen like a single video on how Chipper and Sons is supposed to end, and I just unlocked that item that's gonna help me get to the end of the game. So all I need to do is a little more grinding in like 2 more streams and to like finish the next couple of objectives, and I just might beat Chipper and Sons, which will be wild. I'll beat one of Scott's older games for my very first time, and that'll be wild. So with that concludes all the videos and streams. As you see, a lot of stuff happened despite me not uploading for certain points of time, me being sick at certain points. We've done a lot. And I'm happy with what I was able to get out. There are some things I really wish I got to, and there are points where I wish I had actually uploaded something, but and I wasn't dealing with some other matter. But that's the tricky thing about living life and also still making videos as I want to. life is sometimes going to get in the way, and sometimes going to try and drag you down. That's why the whole script talks about something's being good, something's being bad. And I am keeping this vague because I am one who doesn't want to discuss private matters on video. But even if things still maybe feel almost stagnant these last 3 years, I know for a fact that 2026 and the next couple years after that, regardless of whatever I'm doing, work-wise, school-wise, life-wise, me-wise, family-wise, etc., I know I have stories still to tell for you guys. I have games to finish for you guys, and I have games to finally check out that it's been on my wish list for whatever. So, as much as there's been points where I feel like I've been like a corner where I had to like cut the channel off early. There is no signs of me stopping SMDJ, even if I go away for a few months, even if I don't upload for a couple weeks at a time. SMDJ will still exist for the next few years, even if it isn't as active as it was in the first 4 years, I'll say. I think it was a lot active in those first 4 years, despite me being in school for like 3 of them. But it honestly, I wouldn't trade this for the world. It's really fun. So I do want to reflect on a couple posts and playlists. So I guess we can quickly open playlist section. I'm just gonna close this out for a minute. So again, we have a few new playlists. We have Game of Life, we have Boards and Dark Survival, or I think that might have been made last year, but still Boards and Dark Survival, Into the Pit, FNAF Randomizer. I put all my collectible videos into one place. Again, this was updated. A lot of these are updated this year. You know, we were beating some of these games. We were working on some of these series. Again, this obviously was updated today to have every stream thus far. But, you know, they're always going to be here to watch and see how different every year has been. They're always a good recap for anyone new to the channel. If you want to know what happened in a single year, check out the New Year's live stream VODs or whatever, because they usually wrap up everything in a nice bow. So that's all the playlists. You guys can check them out all for yourself. They're all there. And as for post, again, I had to make this post a couple weeks ago to announce that I was getting over sickness and what was coming. This was teasing the FNAF Aftermath video. This was me updating you guys on stuff. Again, besides vlog streams, I have been making sure if I need to update you guys, I'm using the post section. So that's kind of a thing. There's videos to check out. There's the clip channel, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But yeah, a lot of these are just talking about updates, and I even had to start the year off with kind of a big mistake on a stream, so we all live and learn. But I think, yeah, even the homepage was updated. Again, we got videos, we got the Fazbear Fanverse, the Fazbear Legacy, Indie Classics and more. Game of Life's here now, Chipper's here, or it was here, but I kind of shuffled them around. There's all the Storytime playlist here for RPs and McFarlane Lego videos behind the scenes, the Day Shift Saga. And obviously the DJ side channel, which I need to open and talk about and then post. I am glad where I was able to get the side channel this year, because I feel like I didn't get a lot out in 2024. But we got some fun stuff out. I showcased a glitch I got. I showed the little progress I made on the collab stream. I showcased a one-shot I did on the collab stream. My reaction to the ending of Boards of Dark Survival. Showcasing how unfair Null is. Me beating my newest UCN high score, me beating the baby minigame, me beating something in Pop Goes Arcade from a couple years ago. Again, showing how scary I found version 1 to be of Candies. A T-Jock video on the original demo. FNAF 2 anniversary video. And then a lot of these have been completion videos for the end of the year. But again, we've got Among Us, Baldi's Basics Plus for both times. And FNAF World, so check all these out. There's a lot of fun clips here from now and old, so definitely consider checking them out, because there's a lot of fun stuff here on the side channel too. I try and post stuff almost once a month or every couple months. So yeah, stream is gonna probably be wrapping up very soon because I need to go rest my voice and get ready to watch watch the clock hit midnight, and maybe try and watch a quick video before that, so I don't have too many videos to watch before bed. But there is one more thing I gotta do. We need to customize the channel. There's something I've been meaning to do for so long, and it's been under my nose for way too long. So we are finally gonna create this channel's description. This is something I should have done within 7 years, but I haven't. And while the channel trailer may be old, and while the banner may be something from way back when that I should actually credit, which I think I did find the credit for the image. I just gotta find where I have that file, and I'll update this later. But let me finally show you. Let me finally sum up what the SMDJ channel is. Hello, welcome to the Super Mario DJ channel. I'm your host, SMDJ or Dylan, and what does my channel offer you as a viewer? Well, I create, well, this place serves as a playground to let my creativity run wild. I play video games, react to videos / trailers, tell wonderful stories through Minecraft RPs, plush videos, and even some hand action with McFarlane Lego videos. Hold on, actually. And review and showcase a bunch of wonderful things I collect. So, if you're a fan of Super Mario, Five Nights at Freddy's, Minecraft, ding ding, then this is the place for you. So, why don't you grab a seat and pick one of our amazing videos this channel has to offer. And please always remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the flip side for more awesome content with me and my friends. I think that's the perfect summary of the SMDJ channel. I know I've had to talk a few times before on streams and vlog streams and whatnot of what makes the SMDJ channel the SMDJ channel, but I think it's this. Hello, welcome to the SMDJ channel. I'm your host, SMDJ/Dylan, and what does my channel offer you as a viewer? Well, this place serves as a playground to let my creativity run wild. I play video games, react to videos and trailers, tell wonderful stories through Minecraft RPs, plush videos, and even hand action with McFarlane Lego videos, and review and showcase a bunch of wonderful things I collect. So if you're a fan of Super Mario, Five Nights at Freddy's, Minecraft, DLC, Baldi's Basics, etc., then this is the place for you. So why don't you grab a seat and pick one of our amazing videos this channel has to offer. And please always remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the flip side for more awesome content with me and my friends. That is the perfect summary of this channel. And with that, it's been added. I finally added the last major piece this channel has been missing. And if I refresh it real fast, there it is. Here we go. Hello, welcome to my channel. There you go. That's what you know. That's how you know you're getting to some SMDJ content when you read that description. That's the perfect summary of my channel. With my 470 subscribers and all of this, that's the perfect way to sum my channel and end things for the year. I do briefly, because I had it open in the background this entire time. I would just like to scroll through my Steam recap just to show you guys what we've done this year when it comes to games through Steam. And I'm just gonna end things with closing remarks and end things here. So I hope you guys are all ready, because this is where we're gonna close things out. As soon as Steam loads and I show you guys my Steam replay. There we go. Steam replay. Because I will admit, I had a peek at it last night, and I even looked at the last couple from the previous years. And I think it again paints an interesting story. But it's a true story of the channel. We played 16 games, 2 new, 1 demo, 7 games, 5 rare achievements, 32 achievements unlocked, 5-day streak with 4 games, Boris and Dark Survival, Baldi's Basics Plus, Baldi's Basics Plus Remastered. Again, here's our stats of the year for collectibles, games, and streaks. We did not play any new games this year, and like I said, that's because we didn't get to do Boris and the Lone Wolf, or Bendy the Lone Wolf. We played classic games, we played recent favorites. And again, apparently, I think it's been kind of established, horror, roguelike, apparently, puzzles and RPGs have kind of been the staple of the year. Again, Baldi's Basics, we played pretty much, Classic Remaster, this is Plus, we practically played Plus almost all this year, besides a couple of points. Boris and Dark Survival, again, we started out strong at the beginning of the year, and we came back to it in the summertime to finish it. Classic Remaster, again, we played almost all this year before I kind of cut it off in September, and we only got 1 achievement. Doki Doki, we had our few points here and there where we were doing the various parts that I needed to, and then we kind of got the last 2 major achievements. Again, Pop Goes, it was all the second half of the year, and I'll skim through this, and you guys can pause and read. But it is interesting looking at what games were and weren't played. So it's interesting knowing what games we had and hadn't played this year. Again, seeing Game of Life get played and Among Us is in here somewhere, you know. And our longest streak was with these 4 games, so isn't that fun? And again, the timeline, again, you can see what games we were really playing at different points in the year, and what was kind of like the big focus per month, and stuff that I tried off camera. And again, you won't see new games till the very end of the year, because I wanted to start them sooner, but it took till now to get them played. But better late than never, I suppose. So that's how the year added up, and honestly, I think that's fair. So here's the last bit of important info for the end of the stream. So I am once again going to be taking a few days / weeks off in January of 2026. But that doesn't mean content's just going to stop. I am planning a behind-the-scenes collab to get recorded to release in January, hopefully, along with some of the other videos that didn't get recorded this year and streams that didn't get recorded. I have a Popco stream that's already ready to go. I already have a thumbnail for an Among Us stream to go next year. So I have things ready. It just comes down to when I'm going to get them done, especially if I'm taking time for myself to focus on some matters again. And like I said earlier in the stream, I know I'm out of water, so I'm trying not to kill my throat, but a lot of things may happen, and a lot of things may shuffle around for the channel and myself in the next year. But I'm not going anywhere, the channel's not going anywhere, and you guys are going to get the stories, the gaming, the reactions, the news, whatever it may be, all next year, just the same, even if it's a little quieter at times, and even if it's a little, even if I take a longer break than usual. Just you wait. A lot of fun stuff will happen, and it'll be good. So, as we're about to hit the last hour of this year, I think we're going to wrap things up. So, thank you all for coming on this journey with me. It's always a pleasure. It's always fun to reminisce on this channel. I know I probably do that a lot every year, and maybe it feels like this should be something that should stop at some point. But as long as I'm doing this, I think until like the final year, this will probably be the thing. But for now, as always, if you have enjoyed, do leave a like, comment, subscribe, very much appreciated. Hit the bell to be notified when I come back to do more on the channel in 2026, whether it's FNAF, Baldi's Basics, Doki Doki, Among Us, Chipper and Sons, Game of Life 2, you name it, we'll probably get to it eventually. But Portal Pals, plush videos, McFarlane Lego videos, what have you, merch videos. But they will all come in due time. So until then, until the next minute of our time together, stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you guys on the flip side. It is now outro time, and the last outro time of 2025. Go check out the stream from earlier today. Yesterday's Blacklisted. I meant to do that. I'll fix it off camera in the new year. I wanted to set the Blacklist stream as the returning video for people, because I'm really proud of that stream, even though it lagged at the end. But I'll see you guys next year. And we'll hopefully have a better year. We'll hopefully get through a lot more games with a lot less tech issues. And we'll have fun. That's all I can say. That's all I want to do with the channel. Even if I had to start doing some other life stuff and life choices, I'm always going to try my hardest to make time for this. Because I feel like this brings me the most joy out of my day. Getting to make stuff for you guys, and also stuff for me. This is stuff that I look back on and I'm like, you know what? I'm happy I did that. So, again, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. See you guys on the flip side. It's outro time. I need to get a nice cold drink of water and ring in the new year. So, see you guys in the new year, everybody. Goodbye, everyone. Take care. And remember, as always, I will see you on the flip side.